Alright guys, so we have Tiguan, Volkswagen Tiguan, and we're gonna tint all the windows. Now this car is a dream for any tinter because it's factory tinted windows, which if you catch any dust or anything, it will be not noticeable at all. But of course, it's better to do a good job, because if you do get like insane amount, of course it will be noticeable a little bit, but barely. So it's all the tinter's dream basically to have factory tinted windows. So this customer wants that we put limo tint on it, you know, so he wants to make it proper dark. You know, in Spain here we have a lot of sun, so you know, it's a good choice. So guys, just before we do put the film on, you need to make a H pattern. Either you can actually tag it down slightly here in the middle and then do the H pattern afterwards. So let's do that right now. So I have measured out the film. I'm gonna get the film and throw it on the car. And as you can see, it lays down. Now the whole glass itself is covered. If you can see this foggy, so I put just Baby Johnson basically and rub it with this type of sponge and let it dry, and it becomes almost like dryer sheets, which some countries cannot find them. So yeah, you can use those, and we're gonna just line it up, cut this bottom. So we release this bottom here to the side. There you go. I usually just rip it like this, tuck it in. Okay, we're getting a little problem there. There you go. So we can cut off the top edge as well till we're cutting this better, so you can catch the glass edge. Small bit of blade to not cut into a car. I hope you can see meta glasses. If they gonna get myself better meta glasses, the new model, 3K resolution, whatever. So here we have it. Now we have placed the film, and we just have to make a H pattern. Now what I wanted to tell to guys, if you have a very tough curve on the bottom, let's say, the H pattern, you can a little bit lower it down. You will be more complex the top part, but you can look at the window. If the top part is easy and the bottom is hard, the H pattern can be a little bit lower than in the middle. So if just a little trick, so you can try it out on the very curved windows. And on the edges, sometimes people leave it just like that, not tagging down. But you have to be very careful. You need to know what you're doing. So as you can see, we do a little bit line, and then I kind of push it towards like that corner, like an X. Somebody calls it an X, so I'm gonna call it an X as well. So kind of doing sideways like that, not straight line, because then you're making more fingers for yourself. This window is not really difficult to actually tint, so it's not curved, but if you're doing first time, it might be a little bit complex. So yeah, there you go. That's prepared back window for shrinking. So just before we do, I just want to explain a little bit for the ones that are doing first time shrinking. You can split the fingers with your 4 fingers, or pull a little bit on the film if it's more harder window to shrink. So let's say I'm gonna go on a low heat. You can see this film shrinks like butter, just like butter, even on a low heat, just like butter. So let's say I have a bad finger here, I would just pull it with my 4 fingers, do a little bit above, and that's it. As well, another little trick is actually using the heat gun and going downwards like this, because if you ever noticed that the top is more easier to shrink than the bottom, The reason for it, because you're holding a heat gun usually like this, in an angle. So same here. Hold it in an angle, it shrinks easier. See? Instead of going like this. But for me this window is easy, so I can just shrink it in this kind of way. So as you can see, I'm doing a low heat now so people can see it better. I know when I was learning, I was always hoping somebody does it slower so I can actually see it. Now some people do, let's say easy windows, you can do one section, you know, and then the other section. But for the difficult windows, I would go in sections, lines, like I would do in lines. So I distribute shrinking as best as possible. But when the window is not difficult to shrink, you can go just like this. So I am using low settings on the heating. I don't even wanna use the very hot option because it's damn hot outside. We're 30 something degrees, not Fahrenheit guys, so for the guys watching from US, 30 degrees would be cold, but Celsius. As you can see, this film, it's actually our film, SunGuard. It shrinks like butter, literally like butter. And this is 2-ply. 1-ply was, it's like in total. And as well we have another carbon film, carbon dyed film, which is as well, it has an extra 5% shrinkability. So sometimes you see like something is, you know, there's a little bit of water here or something like that, so you can lift it a little bit up and just get the, there you go. We're going to the very edge basically. Dotted matrix is somewhere here, but these windows are what's called factory tinted, so I don't know if you can even, like, even if I could short it wouldn't probably be noticeable. So if you're starting off, try practicing on the cars that has factory tint already on, so you don't get discouraged doing it first time. See, if you're doing on a low setting, it will take longer time. Like the heat is not, like I could shrink this in a minute with a max setting. When you're doing low, it takes a little bit longer. So yeah, there you go. We shrank the bottom. Now we're gonna do the top. There you go, guys. Shrank the top under, I don't know, one minute and a half. So yeah, that's it. We're gonna cut it to shape. So if you're doing it first time, I suggest to use a marker, a light behind it, and cut it slowly. If you're cutting it, cut it slowly and be careful. Not too much pressure. If you're doing it, it's better to do it with a marker and put it on the board and then cut it out the shape. So I can do on the car because I know how much pressure I can put, because I never cut the car. Even Teslas, we don't cut the glass, which everybody says, oh, don't cut on Tesla. I can cut on Tesla. I know what I'm doing. So yeah, okay, let's cut it out to shape and apply the film. So you can see, guys, I always hide with my hands. Somebody asked me, why am I doing it? I can see it. Camera might not see it, but I can see it. It's better that way. The reflection from the top, you kind of hide it, and then you can see the dotted matrix where it is. That's why we're doing it. It's good to have some help to hold the light while you're cutting it. Yeah. I'm just gonna cut it out, guys, and I'm gonna show you the final product because I don't think it's very interesting to see how I cut around the dotted matrix. And I only use the hand when I actually cannot see. There is some reflection and I don't want to guess cut. There you go. Boom, 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 boom. Nice. So yeah, I'm gonna finish off the edges and I'll show you the finished product. Alright, so I cut all the edges, and you can see sometimes there's little fingers that is left behind, basically. So you could, in theory, shrink it from outside right now, like we can do right now. Just throw some heat at it, you know, so it doesn't pop from inside. See, like this. Boom, boom. Even if it does, it doesn't matter because we can put some heat from inside or from outside, whichever you prefer, and tack down those edges. It's fairly easy. The top, see, might be something. I'll just go over it just in case. Double shrink, basically, so we don't get those little fingers coming up, popping up, you know. There you go. Nice. So that's it. Let's clean the window and apply it from inside. Alright, so how we clean the window? Very simple. You barely need anything, to be honest, like this type of squeegee and a plastic razor blade for the back windows. So you just spray it down. Don't need too much even. Spray it down. I can see this window is actually aftermarket window because the defroster lines are weird looking. They already look crap, to be honest. So let's go across, basically, all the way. But even if you miss a spot on, let's say, windows that are factory tinted, you won't be able to see it anyway. Like, you can, even if you catch a hair, nothing will be noticeable. But of course, to make perfect job, it is good to clean perfectly. I'm just letting you know that, you know, for the ones that are doing first time, it's good to learn on factory tinted windows because they allow you to play around a little bit. So usually I clean like the windows that are let's say not factory tinted. I would go over them way more times. I don't show in most of my videos, but I do the window cleaning probably like 5 sometimes, 5 times, 4 times. On this one, it's enough too, because I know nothing is gonna be noticeable and it's gonna look perfect either way. So you can see the dirt. Now, what we do is I grab always the towel, I go around all the corners, edges, everything here, because we might touch something as we go along, you know, applying the film. Like these little things, they can catch little dust, so clean them. Let's do another one. Spray down. And people use often on videos the scrub. Personal idea to not use it, because all these scrubs leave little dust. So people that are complaining, I keep getting these little pieces under my film, it's from the scrubs. So that's why I only use razor blade, because that's only thing what you need to actually clean the window. For the back window is a plastic one, and that's it. Of course, like if it's a sedan, you know, like the long boot, you know, like you can't open the boot basically, then yeah, you might need to use a little scrub at the very end. So yeah, guys. So we cleaned it, now it's nice, everything is nice. We're gonna spray it down. Not too crazy, not too crazy. It's the evening time here already, so always have a board. It's best if you're tinting, if you're learning to tint, get yourself a board, because it's nice to have. Then we peel off. I just flick it till it opens up. You could twist it between your teeth, but I don't want to do that right now. So you can always touch the edges, because they're gonna touch dotted matrix. In this case, in total, I can touch and do whatever I want, because of that the windows are factory tinted. So spray it down, just like that, and let's now apply it. So what we do is grab a film from the bottom, and I'm putting my knees down, and I'm holding it like this, Frankenstein way. Catch one corner. See, I cut that little whatever that is to hold the little string for the boot, whatever thingy, and catch it here. Now 2-ply, what I'm doing right now, 2-ply film can crack more easy than 1-ply. 1-ply is more forgiving. 2-ply, you make a little mistake and it cracks. So there you go. See, boom, boom, boom. We pull it upwards. That's that little corner playing around with me. There. Grab the edge, just to make it. Always the edges. Never pull your hand and put like a whole hand under it. You'll get dust. So the edges is fine, because anyway it's gonna go on the dotted matrix, which doesn't matter. So then you check for the gaps. There's no gaps, and just make sure it doesn't have any gaps. So that's it. Here we have it. Perfect. Now we're gonna squeegee out the water. So we spray down some water so it slides. Then slowly from the middle we start pushing the film to the left, to the left, to the right, to the right. There you go. Slowly. No rush needed. Only, well, I kinda need to rush because of the heat that we're having outside. So the guys that tint windows, you know, in the heat, I don't know, Texas and California, whatever you're tinting, you know exactly, like the speed is the key as well. Otherwise those water bubble, whatever things, they will close up and you won't be able to squeegee them out. At least you'll get streaks and lines and stuff like that. So, but most of the guys usually tint in a little bit colder places. I suggest, if you're learning, make sure to tint in the air-cooled environment at the start, because you might give up for wrong reasons. Like, you know, some tinters give up for wrong reasons, as I say. Sometimes it's the heat and so on. So there you go. We have almost all the water out. We're gonna go over with some cards, the edges, you know, to get all that water out. So we have nothing left. Alright, I'll show you the finished product, guys. Alright guys, so as you can see, no dotted matrix line, nothing. Perfectly tinted window. So it's really cool to tint already factory tinted, even slightly factory tinted glass, you know, so it's really good for beginners. But anyway, you can see it's a perfection. You wouldn't find even a dust, even if I cut any. But usually I don't, so, but as I say, it's just perfection. That's it, guys. That's how you do the back window. See you in the next video.